Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and yet another episode of my F1 2018 career mode. Today we are here for Toro Rosso's home race, the Italian Grand Prix here in Monza, and hopefully a race that we can do pretty well at. You know, we've been on an incredible run of form lately. If you didn't miss the last race at Spa, that was a very interesting and up and down topsy-turvy race. Do check it out by clicking the card in the top right hand corner. But we do come into Monza with a lot at stake, you know, realistically speaking. Spoiler alert, I don't want to say this unless, you know, you've got the chance to click off the video, but you've been given fair warning, so spoiler alert. Up until this point, I think we've now scored points in every race beside Australia and Bahrain, so we've been on an incredible run ever since, and we've just been untouchable, and you know, that's the reason why we're 7th in the championship and pretty much best of the rest, and thoroughly deserved. However, we arrived at Monza, and straight away I knew something wasn't quite right, I have to be honest. We're using the brand new engine that we used at Spa, so I know we're good for power. We're actually second in the engine department behind Mercedes when it comes to engine power in this career mode. Like, we are the second best team. And we got to Monza, and I just realised straight away something wasn't right. And no setups worked for me, no configuration of the aero worked.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
And no matter how much I tried, whether it was 3-3 wings, 4-4, 5-5, 6-6, you know, 6-5, 6-4, I tried everything. Ballast to 5, ballast to value 6, 7. I didn't really find nothing that worked for me. So, yeah, the sort of things I'd base myself off in the past F1 games didn't work. So, essentially, I went for 7-7 aero and 6 on the ballast. So, essentially, all I did was change the aero and add a little bit more aero on. And 7-7 around Italy is extremely high. But the low variants weren't working for me. I was suffering too much from lap time loss through the corners, and I just couldn't find a good balance, and I wasn't happy with the car. So we just went for what we know best and what makes me feel comfortable with the car, essentially, and that is running 7-7 air, and hopefully that will pay off for us in this qualifying session. But in terms of the practice, though, as you would have seen a moment ago, we didn't hit any of the program targets. So I know we're not in trouble, but it's looking like a bit of a struggle, this one. So hopefully in qualifying we can try and turn it around and make something happen. And straight away we're going to delve into Q1 here. 2 laps, or should I say 2 runs in this session. Super soft compound tyres. So the first one just to get a banker lap in there to see how the car felt, and also see what the lap time is. So we've got a bit of a reference to try and beat on a second attempt, and we do go P15.
P15 on the grid. That moved you into P15. You're lapping slower than Pierre. Pierre is faster.
And now here we are on our second attempt, and you can see already we're up on the delta here. We're P16 at the moment, so we're currently eliminated from Q1. So there's big pressure on getting this lap absolutely perfect. And straight away, the first chicane, absolutely spot on. Braking point, beautifully done. Then nicely fed the car through those first 2 corners. Now flat out through the swooping turn 3. And now you're looking for the brake point to turn 4 and 5. Into turn 4, you're looking at the 100-meter board. Just after that, breakdown of 4th gear. Really attack the curb here, and then attack the second one as well. Make sure you don't run out onto the gravel. Really need to try and maximise that lap time.
Pierre is in P8.
And now Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2, and these are going pretty well for us so far, keeping the car just about within track limits, really pushing the limits of the grip and the tyres as we run a little bit wide there on Lesmo 2. Open up with DRS, and we're currently a couple of tenths up on our previous attempt, but even then, we need to try and find a bit more time if we can. The session's about to end as we now go into the Ascari chicane, down to 5th gear, pick up your apex, really keep it nice and tight through here to open up the exit and the left-hander to really give you maximum straight line speed on this back straight. Overtake mode, engage for maximum top speed here, 330 k's as we now race down towards the parabolica, brake, bang on the 50-meter board, down to gear number 5. Be patient, and then finally open up the taps, open up the throttle on the power exit, and then we just basically run it to the line and see where the lap time puts us in the shuffle. And I think that's going to be P16, and we do not actually get out of Q1, unfortunately. Disappointing really, because we had good pace, but even with the lap time improvement, wasn't enough to get out of Q1. And Gasly, on the other hand, I've got no words. Yeah, I'm still I don't even know what to say. He just found time from somewhere that I could not find time, so we couldn't lay a glove on Gasly in qualifying. So hopefully we can try and turn it around tomorrow in the race, because P16 is not good enough and we need to try and score points yet again. So it's time for the Italian Grand Prix.
The Italians love their cars and they love their racing, and of course they love it here at Monza. Home race for Ferrari, of course, who've had 18 wins here since 1950. But you know, there's not been so much luck for the locals in the cockpit recently. The last Italian driver to win this race was back in 1966. So what now? I think it's time to make some more history here today. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest circuit in F1. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6-mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some closer action. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Thomas. No grip penalties, no mitigating circumstances, just a poor qualifying performance and a very disappointing start position for them today.
It's not a nice feeling, I promise you. They've got a quick car underneath them, but they've got onto the grid today and they need a pair of binoculars to see the start lights. They'll be desperate for a good start to make up for some of that deficit.
Right then, here we are on the grid for the Italian Grand Prix. P15. Pretty poor qualifying, I have to be honest. We did not have the pace whatsoever. However, if you look straight in front of us, you can just about see the car in front is Pierre Gassendi. He picked up a penalty. I think it might have been a gearbox, not 100% sure, but he picked up a penalty and we're basically starting right behind him. He's P13, we're P15, so we've got a chance here of getting ahead of our teammate hopefully early on. However, it's going to be a long race. I'm hoping the race pace is a lot better than the qualifying, because if it isn't, we're in for a very long and depressing Italian Grand Prix, and a very strong potential here to finish out of the points for the first time in a long time since, I believe, I think Bahrain, the second race of the season, has been that long. So the pressure's on. It's going to be a tough race. In terms of the race strategy, you can see on screen right now, we've selected the first one, and I've actually customized it. It used to be the other way around, but I'm going to start the race on the mediums and hope they work for me. I've got plenty of air on the car. For what I'd normally run around Monza, I'm actually running 7.7 wings normally, and I tried it in practice. I ran like 3.3 wings, and what I normally do, what I would do to compensate, you put the ballast onto 7. However, the balance of the car was horrible, and I tried to play around with all the values, 3.3, 3.4, 4.4, 5.5, 6.5. I messed around with all the values, nothing worked. So I just went for, you know what, I'm just going to rely on the new engine to give me that extra power, and I'm just going to go for the safe option, a nice balanced car, which is going to be running the 7.7 aero and a 6 ballast, and just keep it nice and neutral, and basically have a setup that allows me to push for the majority of the race. But with that being said, enough rambling. Let's get into it here for the Italian Grand Prix, and let's see if we can finish in the points this race. I'm looking forward to it. Let's go. Right then, here we go. Let's get ready for the 5 red lights here at Monza. Lights out, and away we go. Not the start. I mean, the actual start wasn't bad, but the second phase with the wheel spin and the lack of grip on these mediums, couldn't do much as I lock up into turn 1. I'm trying to find a pocket of space as we got the inside of Ericsson. Being aggressive, I'm trying to find my space. We've got Mercedes in the gravel there. It's Lewis Hamilton. We have to take evasive action and steer out of the way from hitting Lance Stroll. But we're up at the P16 here. Hamilton in the gravel, the championship leader. He's backwards at turn 1 pretty much, you could say, so it's not gone well for him. Van Dorn and Stroll here going side by side into the chicane. We're going to go up the inside of Stroll here. A little bit of a traffic jam up in front, but we're going to get the move done on the Williams. I'm up at the P15. Still a bit of a cluster here. I'm trying to get these tyres up a temperature. They feel very cold, and I'm getting very little grip from these at the moment, so I'm relying on these getting up to temperature very quickly here. Picking up the toe from Van Dorn. Rich mix flowing, also overtake mode engaged. We're trying to run maximum power here. Now I get a chance to save a little bit of engine mix into the Ascari chicane. Does it all kick off into here? Gaz, he's going side by side with someone in front, and we have to get out of the throttle. Not ideal. We're going to be on the back foot massively here as here comes Lance Stroll. I'm going to cover off the inside. Oh my god, there's multiple side by side moves here.
Through the start phase, now let's build on it.
Through Parabolica, Magnussen just gets on the brakes there. I had to get on the brakes, but we've managed to get ahead of Van Dorn. Now into overtake. Look at this, we're going to pick up the massive slipstream here on both of these guys. Magnussen and Leclerc side by side. We pick up the double toe. Can we get the move done on the brakes into turn 1? I don't really have to grip on these tyres just yet, but we've made it. A little bit hot on the brakes. Being aggressive. Magnussen's still there on the outside. Have to leave him some room. He's really given me a push here. He's got a bit of front wing end plate damage I can see on the left hand side, so he's going to be slow through the corners. So that's an opportunity for me to hopefully make a move on him. Up around the outside, around here, yes we do, fantastic. There we go, Magnussen's got a front wing damage, so we've got a chance to pull away if we can here from the guys behind before they start picking up speed. We're up into P12, fantastic start considering, you know, where it was at turn 1, rock bottom last. It's a good recovery. In front of us is Pierre Gassendi, which is not what I wanted, but we'll have to live with it for now. But P12 on the mediums, that's a good start. I've actually got the slightest bit of front right end plate damage. You can see on the screen it's sort of yellow.
Now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
Which isn't going to help me, but we'll just have to put up with it for now. Lap 3 DRS now enabled. Leclerc's got past Magnussen. Let's see if we've got pace here to stay in front of all these cars behind, which does include Mr. Lewis Hamilton, I believe. I've gone down to standard mix. I want to try and save fuel for later on in the race. I'm going to have such a big advantage later on the super soft tyres if I pull this strategy off. So for now it's just important for me to try and get the maximum out of the car with this little bit of front wing damage and running medium ERS and standard fuel mixture. If I can get past that and have them supers at the end, I'm going to be quick.
We're trailing our teammate by 5.1 seconds.
Gasly really getting stuck in front of us here. I need to keep my head down and just try and do my own lap times. Another personal best. Leclerc though is really hunting me down. He's got DRS. It's only him that's following through. Hopefully the longer the battle in front lasts, the better for my chances in the long run this race. But Leclerc is on the hunt. Gasly really isn't messing around. He's getting himself right to the front of this train of cars and all this constant battling. Meanwhile Leclerc now is on the back of me here, so I'm running overtake and rich mix to try my best. That Sauber though, I can confirm, is no slouch in a straight line, so I'm going to let Leclerc take the position and I'll try and follow him, even though that's not the most best way of letting the move happen. But there we go nonetheless. I don't want to waste time battling because it's going to hinder my long race pace, so I'm just going to try and follow Charles Leclerc here and use the DRS to basically hope that he drags me up into those guys that are battling in front of us. That's the plan, so let's hope it works out for us because there's lots of battles on track and points are definitely on the table here. We just got to play our cards right. And I'm actually tempted to go for the re-overtake here, I've got to be honest with you. I'm going to save some engine power here. At the inside of turn 1. Leclerc's still there, although I just swipe off his nose and give him the cut off the nose treatment. But Leclerc is still going to come back at me here, I think. But I should just be okay if I keep a tighter line, make the run a bit shorter at the next corner. There we go, we hold on for now. Here comes Leclerc yet again. Not what I wanted, was sort of getting stuck in a battle with him, which is not what I had planned. Oh, very close. We have to barge him though. Hamilton now the next man behind us. Not ideal, but oh well. At least it provides entertainment for the video. This tyre is very slow, I can't lie. It surprised me how slow it is. Right, full cinder in the pit lane. I did see some end plate damage. Again, in Leclerc's DRS, I'm trying to keep a nice distance so I can benefit from the slipstream without having to battle with him, and I think we've got it perfect this time. Yeah, there we go, perfection. Just keep picking up the toe. Leclerc is super fast in a straight line. That Sauber is ridiculous, so if we pick up the toe, we'll be okay. Here comes Lewis. I think he's going to go for the move here. I'm trying to pick up a toe for Leclerc. Can we try and defend this one? On the outside of Ascari. Yeah, that'll do. Not much grip out there, but we've made it work. The problem though is we've lost a lot of time to Leclerc and potentially have lost DRS. I need to keep in overtake mode here to close up the gap. Right, I think I've still got DRS from Leclerc, so it's okay. We're actually pretty good for the parabolica. There's one corner I'm actually pretty good at, so that actually helps me out. We're going to pick up a nice toe from Leclerc here. We even do a personal best considering we battle with Lewis. Speaking of which, here he comes yet again on the inside. Okay, you know what? Just go. I'm not going to waste time because I'm losing overall. Look how many cars are in this straight. That's points up the road, you can see. I need to play my cards right. Lewis goes for the move on Alonso. Alonso struggling with the problem. Hulkenberg is right behind me here, sniffing for a potential overtake. I don't let him through though. Alonso going very slowly out the parabolica. We get the power down, and he just cannot match me for power input. He backs right out of it and actually holds up Hulkenberg quite a lot. And Hulkenberg comes in, as also the four senior in the pit lane. We're now up into the top 10. As now Leclerc and Hamilton do battle. This race is actually flying by on lap 10 already. Jeez, man. Right, let's keep our head down. I've realised and I've come to the conclusion I think I'm just very slow around this circuit. The AI are very strong this year, so we're not going to have great pace. So I need to just try and do the best with what I've got at the moment. Leclerc's come back at Lewis and actually re-overtaken him. And Lewis has got to do the move again. And this is allowing us to close up yet again to these guys. This is the thing about Monza. It's just constant battles and a slipstream fest. So it's all about just playing your cards right and being patient. Gasly's in the pit lane, so he's now going to go into the mediums.
In for his stop.
Lewis and Leclerc stay out, so we're just going to pick up a tow here. Use this as a chance to save battery and fuel, in my opinion. But P7 now, well into the points. Let's keep this going. It may not seem like much. The car feels fine, but I do wonder if I had that full front wing, how the car would feel. You know, in F1 games recently, you do notice every last thing when it comes to just overall downforce, and you can see on the front right there it is pretty worn. So I look forward to getting a new front wing in the next pit stop. I'm happy to lose the extra 3 seconds or so, 4 seconds, because I'll make that performance back up on track, no problem. I'm making sure I keep my extra bit of fuel.
Is 9.8 seconds.
If I keep the extra bit of fuel, I can pretty much run the majority of the next stint, or at least a good half of that stint in rich mix on fresh super softs with a brand new front wing and also maximum battery deployment. It's going to be absolutely beautiful for me, so I'm looking forward to that. But for now, we've got another 4 more laps to hold on as we have a Ferrari here leaving the pit lane. Leclerc, is he going to get ahead? It looks like he has. It's Kimi Raikkonen on mediums, so this is going to be a fun little battle to watch, the past versus the future, it seems, for that red car. And there you go, Raikkonen has passed Leclerc. We still got DRS, which is good news, and also Gasly now is the next man behind me. Incredible. His pace this weekend is ridiculous. To say he's in the same car as me, I can't touch Pierre. Literally can't even lay a glove on him. He's 10 seconds behind me, and I've still got to do a pit stop and a front wing change, so I've already accepted this weekend in this race Pierre is going to beat me unless I have some godlike pace on the super softs. So for now I'm just focused on myself. Leclerc should come in, and there you go, as expected he comes into the pit lane. Did I get DRS? Yes I did. So every lap I've had, you know, DRS through every single detection zone, so that's helped me out. And we're currently P4 at the moment. I reckon if we just keep this doing, you know, stay out of the battles and focus on myself, there will be battles elsewhere. The AI said they will lose time.
Bottas has just moved into first place.
I'm just running at a consistent pace, so you never know, I might be able to rejoin a little bit higher up.
Teammate by 9.6 seconds.
See, that lap weren't too bad, within a tenth of my personal best. Kept my head down and it's working. Another personal best.
The leader is 15.1 seconds.
Admittedly I used some overtake mode, but it goes to show tyres are knackered and I'm still doing a personal best by around 0.3 of a second, so car's not going too badly. Verstappen's on soft, so he's going for a bit of a different strategy here, a bit more aggressive. Next car is Gasly, and look at this, man. Listen, Gasly's splitting the Red Bulls, right, and he's got genuine leader pace. I don't know where he's found it from, but he is quick around here, so I'll happily take an L. Wow, what a first sector. Goes to show I've sort of been losing a lot of time battling and also holding back a lot of pace. And also, I just not been able to show it, the car has struggled. Now the car's lighter, I can definitely notice it's a lot more nimble and it's working a lot better. I'm a lot more happy with it, basically. So I'm looking forward to these super softs. We're coming in this lap. I'm going to put them to good use. Don't worry about that. Right then, let's get ready for the pit lane. Down to low ERS. Make sure we set that battery. Now to none. Get into lean mix. There we go. Pull over to the right hand side. Get it also down for the 80. Beautiful. Right then. I reckon I'm going to come out behind the last Force India. And then there's Hamilton and the Renault. I reckon it's going to be there or thereabouts. It's going to be close. Although now I think about I need a front wing change. So never mind, scratch that. I'm going to be a little bit further behind than that. So we're going to drop well outside the points. Or not. Never mind. I selected a front wing change. Apparently I don't have enough damage for a front wing change. So maybe my prediction is back on. So let's see where we go.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
P11 is going to be close with Nico Hülkenberg. Can we come out ahead? Yes, we do. Beautiful. Right. P11 on the cusp of points on brand new super softs. The race is on here. I'm looking forward to this. We've got a good chance of getting a good result. I'm just going to try and follow Hamilton, basically. He's going to be fast. And I reckon I could even maybe be faster. And we've got a nice bit of rich mix to deploy as well. So this stint is going to be very fun indeed. Hülkenberg is actually keeping up with me thanks to DRS, and it's annoying me. Perez though in the pit lane. That's going to promote us into the points. So we're already P10. We are going to score points this race, hopefully. Now I need to try and shake off Hülkenberg and break the DRS. Right, I reckon I might just be able to break Hülkenberg's DRS. I've had a very good lap. I reckon I've done enough here, which is good. Now we can just be laser focused on the cars in front of us. I can see Renault and also Force India just in front of Lewis Hamilton here, so it's going to be an opportunity for points. A 22.5 fast lap at the Grand Prix.
That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
That's what I'm talking about. Good pace here, putting the pressure on. Right, strong pace. Just a tenth off my fastest lap. Just say I run in medium pretty much most of that lap on the ERS. That's pretty good, strong pace still. Grosjean retires from the Italian Grand Prix. Not that that's particularly important right now. This is a very tense stage of the Grand Prix as we're hunting down potential for P8. Maybe P7 if we can beat Lewis Hamilton, which is wishful thinking, but you never know. The battle in front has begun. Hamilton looking for the moves. I'm trying to balance out my ERS deployment. I'm also running out of rich mix here, so I'm sort of hoping I get within DRS and then I can save a bit of fuel. Ocon has now lost the place to Hamilton though, so this lap I should be within DRS on these guys. Here we go, finally getting within range, although Ocon is pretty damn fast in a straight line. We're now out of rich mix as well. Relying on ERS here. I'm going to have to try and save a little bit of fuel on ERS in sitting behind these guys basically to try and maximise my chances. However, unlike past races, I feel like we can do some damage even in just standard modes, but still I'm going to probably have to save a little bit. As you can see, Ocon probably running some pretty high ERS deployment and he's just pulling away from me in a straight line, so didn't get DRS that time around. I'm struggling here because Hamilton's trying to pull away, but Sainz, that Renault is no slouch in a straight line, and Sainz is actually going for the re-overtake, and Ocon is also nabbing DRS, so they're basically just constantly relaying and pulling away from me. So I basically need to try and save the battery and save some fuel and maybe have one last crack in the last 2 laps or so. Right, beautiful. They were battling a little bit. We managed to get really close to DRS.
There's
saving
3 laps of fuel remaining.
I'm saving fuel and ERS at the moment, which is very good. I'm that close to the point where I'm really getting in the slipstream, so I can really save fuel and also ERS, which is critical for this battle. This is where you want to be. This is the window, critical window. Like, I'm very close to Ocon. I could probably go for the move, but at the same time I'm saving so much resources that it's valuable to me, so it suits me.
First place is 41.8 seconds.
Ocon's just blasted down the road. He's going to go for the move on Sainz here, it seems. Hamilton now getting the chance to actually pull away. We're going to get very close to these guys. I was still doing 330k's. That Force India though is running some high engine mode and drinking a lot of fuel. Even that Renault as well, but I mean Ocon is on another level in terms of straight line speed here. They're going to go side by side yet again. Alright, currently 2 laps to go. You can see how much fuel and ERS I've saved. So now we're just going to go up into medium and standard. I'm going to strike very soon. And I mean very soon. I'm just going to line up my opportunity here. Patience is a virtue. At the end of the day, it was never going to beat Lewis, so I've just got to focus on beating these 2 guys for P8. So the first man to beat is Esteban Ocon. I've got the grip on the tyres through the corners. Ocon's going to be the first one that we get into Lesmo 2. Rich mix engaged, overtake mode engaged, DRS open. Unfortunately, he has DRS off a sign, so that's just going to buy him a little bit of extra speed to stay in front of me.
1 lap of fuel remaining.
We're just fully on the limit of that. Because that Force India can really go in a straight line. We're now out of Ascari here yet again. Ocon definitely running probably the maximum engine modes here. Going to save a little bit of ERS. Onto the last lap of the Grand Prix. Now we get the power down. Now's our chance to strike. Good exit out of Parabolica onto the last lap of the Grand Prix. I'm going to follow Ocon basically because he's got some ridiculous straight line speed.
This is your final lap of the race.
Once he pulls out his toe,
behind us is 3.3 seconds.
He loses momentum up the inside. Beautifully done. I don't know how many Ks we hit there. I didn't look, but it sounded ridiculous. Right then, P8, perfection when it comes to lining up a move. Decent points. Now I've got to try and break away on this lap and try and see if we can break the DRS basically.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
There we go, we've done it. I was basically running this lap like a qualifying lap, alternating between hot lap and overtake ERS, and we've managed to break away, so very nicely done.
Gap ahead is 5.5 seconds.
It's all about bringing the car home now, but I want to bring it home in style. Pushing to the max, you know, maybe setting a personal best or even a fastest lap in the Grand Prix in the process, but we've managed to race beautifully. I didn't think we scored points. I thought we were in big trouble, but like I said at the start, we played our cards right, and that is ultimately what matters most. And we are still going to score some decent points here 8th place, 4 points in the championship, and there we go. Job done.
Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
Right then, looking at the final race results, Valtteri Bottas wins the Italian Grand Prix on Ferrari soil, beating Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen in the front four. Absolutely unchanged as Max Verstappen brings out the top four and just misses out on the podium. Pierre Gassendi, phenomenal P5, fair play. I tip my hat. He was really, really fast this weekend, and I cannot say anything else other than fair play to him. Daniel Ricciardo P6, and he but is behind one of the Toro Rossos. You know, Gasly splitting one of the Red Bulls. Fair play around a power circuit. Then we have Lewis Hamilton P7, Rico Home in P8 scoring 4 points, with Carlos Sainz and Esteban Ocon running out the top 10. Nico Hulkenberg just missing out, and further down the order, Romain Grosjean missing out as he retired from the Grand Prix. In the driver standings, though, you can see we comfortably remain in P7, and we are 29 points ahead of Carlos Sainz, so we're still looking very good. Bottas, though, takes the lead of the championship, and the top three, and the top four really, but the top three especially, get ever closer. 16 points separate them as we go now out of Europe and now into Asia and also America respectively, now to end off the season. Pierre Gasly also gets himself up into P9, 1 point behind Carlos Sainz, and he's 1 point behind, actually getting 8th in the championship and behind me in the drivers there. So fair play to him, he's getting his act together and he's giving me a run for my money. This battle is constantly just swinging on the pendulum all season long. In terms of the constructors, though, you can see we solidify our 4th place, putting away from Renault quite a bit this weekend, and all in all a solid points haul for us to pretty much guarantee that 4th place, and it's looking very likely that we're going to end there this season. But with that being said, we've got a chunk of R&D points to spend, so let's go spend them.
Great work out there today. How do you think it went? Do you think your rival learned from his battle with you? You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy? It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it? Appreciate your time.
Right then, so here we are on the laptop now. First of all, we got a little bit of a slap on the wrist from Emma because we fouled the team goal on the left-hand side. As you can see there, the best finish had to be 6th, and we only managed P7, so we fouled that goal. And apparently that's not going to really sit well with the team, you know. But even still, you can see my reputation. I'm doing pretty well, and the team are pretty happy with me. In terms of the rival situation, as you can see, we have beaten Gasly for the 2nd time now, 32 points out of 30, and we beat Gasly by 4 points. So very slim margins yet again, but we just managed to beat him. We're also beating Esteban Ocon as things stand. Also, I've already purchased the upgrades for the next race at Singapore. I say next race at Singapore, however, one of them, which is a front aero upgrade, is going to arrive for the Russian Grand Prix, which is going to be 2 weeks, as it is a major upgrade, and I spent the remaining points on a chassis upgrade for the weight redistribution for the rear floor under trays. So that's going to arrive for the next race, hopefully in Singapore, and then we can start making our way down to the hydraulics and also the engine cover, and I'm guessing it'll probably link up with the fuel tank. So we're getting there. You know, the R&D is coming along nicely, and the reason I've put a double upgrade on is because Renault have actually responded. As you can see, they've re-overtaken us as the 4th best team, so we have to respond and try and swipe back and hold on to our status as the 4th best team in Formula 1. So hopefully those upgrades come onto the car and they're effective straight away. But if you guys have enjoyed this episode of the F1 2018 Career Mode, then please do drop a like on the video. Also do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 content and turn on notifications, guys, to not miss a single upload from me. And finally, check out these 2 videos on screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and see my next video very soon. Goodbye.